Well, look who it is. It's my favorite Italian, Sebastian Castellanos. This is The Evil Within, which is free on Epic this very evening. Now, The Evil Within is a game that not only have I played it before, but I've played it before on stream. And I played it and then followed it up by immediately playing The Evil Within 2. So, and I'd done that within the past year. So it's an interesting game to show up on this because it's actually a game that I've quite recently played through and have very specific thoughts about. Here is my main thought about The Evil Within. The second game is definitely better. It's definitely better. It sort of understands itself tonally a little more. It does a much better job with atmosphere. This game is a little too trying to take bits and pieces from all survival horror stuff, and a little too much of that. So one of the things you might notice is, you know, we kind of got what's going on here. I have a decent amount of ammo. I have 30 matches, which is ridiculous if you've actually played this game. But the reason is because this is a new game plus of when you do new game plus, the game allows you to start at any chapter. And I picked chapter 3 because we can sort of look at a bit of the game and the mechanics of how the game works without, you know, serious story stuff. Do I kill the bird? Without any real negative consequences. So the camera angle in this game, as you can already tell, is incredibly claustrophobic. You are incredibly close up to the back of Sebastian Castellanos, my favorite Italian, and I will keep saying that. It's just how the game flies. The other way that the game flies, as you also are maybe noticing right now, is it runs in a 21:9 sort of widescreen format. Though I guess maybe that's not the correct way to put that. It's like a 3-part, like the format of films when they're widescreen is 3 parts. It's not 21:9. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm incorrect when I say 21:9, I think, but I think you kind of get what I mean, right? Like it works like a widescreen movie. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but is it because similar to The Order 1866? Is it just because they had a really hard time getting the frame rate to be good on console, and so by doing this they cut off, like, you know, 35% of the screen, and it just allows them to run frame rate much better? Like, I assume that's the case, but I don't know that for a fact, so take it with a grain of salt. The other thing with this game, on the PC, now I have made sure this is actually the Xbox Game Pass version I'm playing right now, which is how I played the game originally, so that I could do a new game plus jump in, but I have tried it with the Epic version to make sure it worked, and it did, because this game is kind of a technical nightmare. And I don't mean that in the fun, spooky horror game way. I mean that in the it kind of feels like it's bricking your PC when you try to run it sort of way. Now, to be fair to the Epic Game Store version, that one ran much better, much quicker than the Xbox Game Pass version, which I swear does try to brick my PC the first time I run it after installing it. Had a lot of problems getting it to work the first time. Here's a problem that is universal, however. You can basically not play this game in full screen. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. So, at the moment, also another thing worth pointing out, this game is a maximum of 60 frames per second. Your option is 30 or 60 frame lock. If you full screen the game, and hopefully I don't break this video by doing this, you actually can't see what I'm talking about. Oh, that's really frustrating. So I'm gonna just seem like an absolute fool. Okay, you can't see this. It's because of how I have video set up on OBS. That's funny. So it actually works better through OBS than on your actual monitor. If you full screen the game, there is a glitch where you will get kind of a zoomed in view. So for example, if you full screen it, you know how in the center of the screen there is the option of like, do you want to keep these settings? That is like in the bottom right of your screen. So you lose a large amount of what you can see. It's a big problem. I think there may be some sort of online patch to fix it, but I'll be honest, I don't entirely care enough to double check that. And a big reason for that is the bit that I'm about to get into, which is I don't really like this game very much. It's you know, might as well get to it. Don't really like this game very much. You will not have this much ammo, by the way, when you play this game for realsies. We're gonna... Oi! Ma'am, I see you. Also, my gun is... I definitely had that pointed at his head. You saw that, right? I can't believe that just missed. What is this, Valorant? Is there gun? Is it like Valorant where there's just like, you know, gun stray? Anyway, it's gonna then be like, oh, you're blocked in. Oh, you're blocked in. You know what? Yeah, you gotta throw matches down to. There it is. You gotta throw matches down to burn the bodies, make sure they're dead. However, matches are a finite resource. You might not believe that from the fact that I have 26 of them, but they are. There is definitely a survival horror element here. Because it is a survival horror game. Why these lights are graphically glitching. Look, when I'm telling you that this game is a bit of a technical nightmare on PC, I swear I'm not lying to you. I know it might seem like because you couldn't see the thing that I was seeing on my monitor, but I swear I'm not lying to you. That is very much the case. I don't know if I would go as... So there are some parts of this game that I like from a... You know, it's doing some fun meshing of sort of Western horror trope stuff with, you know, Japanese horror trope stuff. So, you know, there is some interesting things going on. The bosses in this game are... like Iconic is being very kind to them because this game is just not particularly great, but like they're certainly like, you know, iconic for this game where, you know, they're very immediately recognizable from this game and things like that. So definitely you know, a nice thing that I could say about it. All right, we got to go meet.
Who's there?
Isn't this the guy? This is like a weird like Anthony Hopkins looking dude.
I'm a doctor, Marcelo Jimenez.
Marcelo, but my friends call me Cello.
Yes, we're lucky to be alive.
Have you seen anyone else?
What's going on, Marcelo?
Leslie. I saw him running up ahead, but come this way.
Definitely trustworthy, this man.
Mind you.
As you can tell from his dark demeanor and the fact that this is a survival horror game made in Japan and that he is a scientist, surely you will be able to trust him. And when I say that, I'm not even giving spoilers because I just don't really remember much about what happens with that character. Alright, well, they heard you. They heard you and they closed it. Thanks, Marcelo.
One of us could try to lure them away while the other gets the gate open. You're the one with the gun.
It's true. I do have one of those.
So.
At least one. Alright, here I'll give you a little bit of this. So, yes, I do not like this game. I like Evil Within 2 quite a bit more than this game, but Evil Within 2 also has a lot of very frustrating problems that annoy me in a very different way than the way that this game annoys me. But I do believe it to be a better video game, certainly. I also just think it understands itself better than this game does. But this game does have some interesting story stuff, but I don't want to spoil any of that stuff because if you are interested in playing this game, if you are a fan of survival horror as a genre, and you've never had an opportunity to play this game before, and you're like, now's my chance, I'm interested in doing it, let's show off a bit of the hide. We don't need to hide because We got plenty of weapons. We can just kill everybody. But here's a bit of how the game works. There's hiding mechanics. You can, you know, hide under beds, in stuff, and then watch out for these guys waltzing by. If they are chasing you, you can kind of hide to hopefully get out of combat, things like that. And they will use some of these mechanics in the boss fights as well. So there will be boss fights that utilize these mechanics as well. So, you know, it's got a lot of problems, but it's also a very specifically its own thing, right? So if it's a thing that you're into, well, then guess what? You can play it for free. Now, oh, he's gone, right? I think there's a guy probably going to be coming up the stairs here. Oh, no. Peace. Shit. Alright, I did, cut his head off with a shotgun, but... Alright, why don't we... show him who's boss. Oh, hello, sir. I've got this thing fully upgraded. This crossbow fully upgraded. The bolts will do fire damage, which, as you can see, is a very good weapon. So, basically, over the course of the game, you can get, you know, zombie juice out of the enemies that you defeat, and you can use that to go see a mysterious nurse in a mysterious place, and you know, through her incredible abilities can you upgrade all of these things. I believe the first thing he left. I believe the first thing I upgraded was that was actually kind of scary because he came out of nowhere. Oh. Don't worry, ma'am, I'll save you. This game is Valorant, I swear. This game is definitely Valorant. There is like actual bullet spray or bullet stray when you're when you're aiming at somebody's head. Bullet just veers off somehow. Ma'am. Thank you. So usually one headshot isn't gonna get you out of trouble, but luckily we're fully upgraded. What did I say? I said one headshot isn't gonna always get you out of trouble. I hit him in the head and it did not get me out of trouble. That was the point. The point was that my headshots were to get me out of trouble. I believe they're dead if you shoot their head off, but if not, you can always just light them up. You know, there are a lot of good survival horror games out there.
Great.
I just don't like the way that the game forces the widescreen. I don't like that it forces, you know, I guess when I say that it's too claustrophobic, it feels like, you know, I'm sure someone could make the argument, you know, but that's the point, you know, it's meant to make you a bit more claustrophobic, a little more like, oh no, what if there's someone behind me? But like, it's not even like because it's scary. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like, I feel like the camera is bad. And often survival horror games have this habit, and people who like survival horror games also have a habit of defending kind of bad mechanics, or maybe not bad mechanics, but misused, undercooked mechanics, and they sort of act like, oh, but like the game wouldn't be as good if it didn't have all of these bad mechanics, and you know, there is certainly a case to be given for certain bad mechanics making a survival game feel, you know, spookier, because you have less ability to do certain things because of the way that the gameplay and the mechanics of the gameplay limit you. And I understand that argument, but this is a case that I would just argue it is just kind of a bad camera. Like, you know what? Forget everything I said. This is a great camera. I lied. So you will not be able to do that when you play the game. You know, but I need to show off how good I am. You know, I'm baller at this game. You know, I beat this game. This is the one time
Better hold on to this.
in history that I am going to go back and play any of this video game that I swore I would never play again. And the free Epic game is forcing me to play it again. So you better believe that I'm using my new game plus abilities. And I'm not hiding, you know. The first time I played this though, just for the record, just to be fair as I flick this light on and off, you know, basically I activated that dude, ran up the ladder, was like hiding in like all different spots, and then had to like, you know, try to sneak behind him and use, you know, axes because of how little ammo I had and things like that. Like much more involved boss fight as you would expect, or not really a boss fight, but like a mini boss, as you would expect from a survival horror game. But here we're just doing a little quick, you know, how do you like it? Let's show you a little bit. And if, you know, I feel like at this point, it's got to be a rare person who hasn't played The Evil Within, but wants to.
Over here. Wait.
But if that's you,
you must
hey,
take me with you.
it's here.
Detective
It's available for you.
Castellanos.
Yeah, it's
Leslie should be
Sebastian
just ahead. It
Castellanos,
is imperative
my
that
favorite
we find
Italian to you. And there are plenty of, you know, horror tropes here to light. Wait. That was incredibly short. That should take so much longer. Should we, you know what? If you don't want any spoilers, click off the video at this point. Thanks for joining me. But if you don't mind seeing a little spoiler, but I'll try to show you a bit of a boss fight from later in the game against one of the game's more, shall we say, iconic monsters. Why don't we do that just to get a little bit extra? Go back to, and then also I can show you the title menu, which I've been doing more of, starting things from the demo. So, or the demo, starting things from the menu. So again, as you can see, you can just go to New Game Plus, and then load up, and then as you can see, it's got all of them. I don't want to give anything. I don't, you know, I won't hover over the stuff at the bottom to give anything away. But let's just say, not that one. Let's do this one. All right. Welcome back. Hey, look, it's The Evil Within. And I am within this spooky looking house. Now, if you are you know, I'd be interested, I guess, to hear from you if you are someone that this widescreen format really works for. Man, that shadow looks proper wonky because the
How many have you killed?
ladder's on a different thing.
Reuben? Does he mean Ruvik?
Numbers are irrelevant. They received as they themselves gave, and they served a higher purpose.
Let's
They furthered my research.
so you hear this track right now.
The things that
You're gonna hear this track a lot playing this video game.
traps
Man, it's funny. So I've played Evil Within 2 much more recently. Well, not much more recently. I did play them one after the other, but more recently than this. And it's a longer video game as well. It takes longer. There's a bit of a an open world element to it. At least not a big open world, but so these are where you go into in order to see the nurse and do your upgrades. So it's not a huge open world that the Evil Within 2 has, but it does have a little bit of one. So it definitely is and there's like side quests and extra characters and things like that. More people to interact with, certainly. Whereas this game has sort of less characters to interact with, but wait, what was that? There was something floating. Oh, it's like floating blood. very cool. I was gonna duck under that, but I see that. Oh, and now I can never go in there. Well, there you go. You've been warned. All right. This is a spooky place that we have discovered to get. Oh, I love. So, yes, my memory is that there are not branching paths, but it certainly has a bit of that survival horror room. You know, you want to check rooms to make sure you've found everything. Oh, that's not a good sound. Oh. Hey, what's going on, dude? I guess you didn't hear that, huh? So,
Shit, better find cover.
alright, well, that can be good.
This is insane.
Well, I don't think we're gonna want to get hit by that. I'm just gonna go ahead and duck anyway. Oh, well, that one would have got me. Oh, there's a guy up there. Hold on. I got a present for you. Oh, I think I hit the... I think I hit the cage. No, I just missed because I suck. Okay, forget everything that I've said. Forget everything that I'm doing. I'm just gonna go out here and I don't know who that guy is shooting at, but I don't think it's me. Ow! I forgot that enemies have guns. I'm messed up. Alright, I'm running out of ammo if I do this, so why don't we just... Yeah, that's right. So again, do not forget, you will not be this good. I'm way better than you will ever be. But... Okay, we're gonna keep this as a secret between you and me, all right? No matter what I said, all right? Don't hold it against me, okay? Please. Please, 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 please. Please, don't ever tell anybody about this, all right? This has to stay private. This has to stay between you and me. You cannot tell my family about this. Okay, No! Oh, he finally hit me and he almost... Whoa! All right, how do I open this thing? All right, I've played this game before and I still don't know what I'm doing, which is impressive, I would argue. And so that was actually a bit silly of me because they can hurt you being that close to them.
No power.
Wait, is that? I guess I gotta do everything. I gotta find some sort of power triangle. Gotta find the Triforce of Power. Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and preemptively. Oh, that was. I thought there was a guy standing by me for a second there. Oop. All right. You think it's in here maybe? Nope, that's not it. You know, I was just meant to do a boss fight. You know? This was just meant to be like a boss fight. This was meant to be like me playing a whole nother chapter. You know, I was gonna do that. I would have just started the video here, you know? Oh yeah? What's going on? Oi. Fool me once. Hey! Alright, I might have to break my promise here because I did want to keep this video relatively short. So if we don't get to the boss fight after this section, you know, it's just gonna be me having to replay The Evil Within, a video game that I do not wish to replay. Let me tell you, this is not one of those games. You know, sometimes there's games that you're like, man, oh, I hate that, man. Oh! I hate this game. I hate it so much. I hate that I'm having to replay this game. Why did I do this? Why did I force myself into this position? You know what? Where is he? You. I'm missing every shot, but it's worth it. It's worth it for you to be dead. All right, maybe play with a mouse and keyboard, folks. All right, so I was about to say, assumedly, I've picked up the thing. But then I remembered how dangerous a thought like that is. All right, we did pick up the thing. You know, thoughts like assumedly. Very dangerous. Never assume that a game has given you a good checkpoint. Boy. All right. Do you all like carnivals? Yeah, me neither. All right. Big old pumperoonie, get in there. Oh. Perfect. And nothing went wrong. Ever again. Now, this game does have a weird thing of crouch and run being on your shoulder buttons. So run is LB and crouch is RB, which, personally, I do not enjoy. How do I heal? What are health packs? How do I use them? What button do you press? Oh, that's Y. No, that's not it. Oh, no, that's not, oh.
What the?
That's not a button I wanted to press. Well, it's too late now. Now we're really in it. Really knee deep in it. Alright, what if I told you that I have no idea what I'm doing? And that healing is impossible. Alright. We're just gonna... You know what? Like Ivan Drago said, if he dies, he dies. Alright, this sure does not look like the boss fight. Oh man, why did I do this? I should have just ended the video when I should have ended the video. So foolish of me. Alright, yeah, we're gonna call it. we're gonna call it there. You know what? Here. We'll do one more. We'll do one more attempt here. One more attempt. I don't think there's any of these chapters that are gonna have boss fights right at the beginning of them. Without going into what is, you know, maybe the end of the game maybe does that. But I don't think anything else is gonna really do that. This is the one that we're doing. There was a boss fight that I thought we were gonna get. We did not get it. So maybe it happens instantly here, you know? Which, the irony of this, of course, is that we finished Chapter 3, and it would have just gone on to Chapter 4. So, if we do this, And it is okay. No. It is not going to immediately be a boss fight. I was going to say, there's no way. But if we had done that and it was just like, you know, it was just instantly a boss fight, I was gonna. I don't know what I was gonna do. Explode.
Take us in.
All right, that's gonna be it for The Evil Within, a game that you cannot force me to play. You cannot force me to replay this game. I won't do it. If you want to play this game, all the power to you. You know, I definitely think the second game is better. So if you would like to do what I did and do sort of a 2-game run, I like Tango Gameworks. There are things to like, but there are a lot of things to dislike with this game. But hey, free 99 is a hell of a thing. And when the question is only your time, then the question that I would ask you to know if this game is worth your time is simply, do you like survival horror? You know, are you interested in finding out the story behind these 2 games? And would you play both of them? You know, even though you're not going to have the second one. You know, both games are available on Game Pass, but what are you going to do? Anyway, that's going to be it for the game. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next one.